Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
The real reason this actor is fighting with Kody, Janelle, and Christine. Over the course of the show's more than a decade on television, its cast has responded in a variety of ways. On the other hand, one of the cast members named Meri has never been able to get along with anyone. She has fought multiple times with Kody, Janelle, Christine, and nearly everyone else in the family. Additionally, she had the worst relationship with the children. In a recent incident, even the children revealed Meri's toxic nature and apparent enjoyment of torturing them. The claims made in this case are serious. So, other than Robin, why did Meri not get along with any of the cast members? Meri was Kody's first wife, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that she didn't get along with the other people and didn't have any power over them. Kody had the least interaction with Meri, despite the fact that his obsession with Robin caused him to be distant from his other wives. The debate between Meri and the Brown kids and sister wives. Kody Brown stated a few years ago that living with Meri was an absolute nightmare. In addition, he stated that Robin changed everything and saved the family. He even stated that Meri had beaten Kody and abused the children. Everyone was shocked when even Kody came forward and admitted that Meri had abused her. A number of other Brown children revealed that Meri was a strict parent, despite the fact that they claimed Meri never hit them. The Brown children frequently thought Meri was the worst parent, and she occasionally had relationships with them. The fact that she did not fully comprehend her child's sexual orientation exacerbated the tension. Why didn't Meri get along with the other sister wives' cast members? Although their marriages were very different, all four of Kody's wives experienced the same amount of stress. In contrast, Meri stood out the most in terms of fights and social repercussions. She didn't get along with any of Kody's other wives, with the exception of Robin, and even that relationship ended. Meri also has trouble communicating with the kids. Despite being the most unsure about ending their marriage, she had the worst marriage to Kody, contrary to popular belief. While she was still married to him, she fell in love with someone she met online, but it turned out to be a con artist. So, what caused Meri to have trouble connecting with other people? She was docile and lacked assertiveness at first. She allowed Robin and Kody to walk all over her. They even coerced her into taking just a small portion of the property, which led to a big problem later. Even when her major decisions were questioned, she simply agreed without question. The saddest thing about Meri was that she never confronted anyone in the family when she was hurt. She was sorry as a human, but she kept everything inside until the situation got worse. She eventually suffered a major breakdown and fought with everyone, losing the support of her family. Even though Christine and Janelle remain friends, Meri has no one but her new friends to bond with. At the heart of Meri Brown's isolation lies a unique truth: she was their first. In plural marriages, the dynamics shift dramatically when new wives enter the relationship. While Kody and Meri once shared a legally binding marriage and a sense of exclusivity, that changed when Janelle, Christine, and later Robin came into the picture. Meri wasn't just a first wife. She was also a woman raised in a culture that expected her to submit, share her husband, and smile through it. While Kody grew in emotional intimacy with the other wives, his relationship with Meri began to decline. Her status as the first wife gave her a kind of seniority that might have fostered jealousy or unease among the others, but the reality is, Meri didn't use that position to become a leader. Instead, she was withdrawn, moody, and often defensive. She was never known for her warmth or maternal instincts, which likely contributed to her difficult dynamic with the other women and the children. Meri's parenting reputation: strict, cold, and unforgiving. Perhaps the most explosive revelations came not from the adult wives, but from the Brown children, who have made damning allegations about Meri over the years. Most notably, Kody Brown, Christine's son, stated in a shocking online appearance that living with Meri was a nightmare. He described her as emotionally abusive and claimed that Meri enjoyed inflicting emotional discomfort. Kody's candid remarks opened a floodgate, and soon Kody Brown Padron stepped forward to say that Meri had allegedly assaulted her. While some of the siblings stated that Meri never physically harmed them, the consensus among many of them was clear: she was an emotionally taxing presence in the home. That's not to say she didn't have moments of kindness, but Meri reportedly enforced strict boundaries, was emotionally distant, and failed to show the affection that Christine and Janelle so freely gave their children. In contrast, Robyn, who entered the family later, often took on the cool mom role, someone who offered comfort and stability. This comparison only worsened Meri's image among the younger generation. And when it came to Leon's coming out and sexual identity, Meri was notably awkward and at times tone-deaf. While she may have tried to be supportive, her discomfort and failure to fully understand Leon's gender and identity journey drove another wedge between her and her child. The catfishing scandal, Meri's emotional betrayal. One pivotal moment that changed Meri's standing in the family forever was the infamous catfishing scandal. While still spiritually married to Kody, Meri began an emotional online relationship with someone she believed to be a man named Sam Cooper. It turned out to be a woman named Jackie Overton, who later exposed private voicemails and photos of Meri, resulting in public humiliation. The scandal devastated Meri, but it also crushed her remaining bond with Kody. He used the betrayal as further justification to emotionally detach from her, claiming she had stepped out of the marriage, even if only emotionally. The catfishing incident didn't just embarrass Meri. It gave the other wives and the children a reason to distrust her. If she could fall for a stranger online, what else was she capable of hiding? That level of betrayal, even if unintentional, confirmed for many in the family that Meri wasn't fully loyal or committed to the plural marriage anymore. Meri and Christine, Cold Wars and Cursed Silence. One of the most toxic relationships within sister wives has always been between Meri and Christine. The two never shared warmth. They never had the easy rapport that Christine shared with Janelle, or even the alliance that formed briefly between Robyn and Meri. Christine admitted on the show that she never felt comfortable around Meri. She found her judgmental and aloof. In a family structure that required cooperation and communication, their constant passive aggression and misunderstandings created a house filled with tension. At one point, Meri confessed that Christine refused to sit next to her at family dinners and would leave rooms when she entered. That type of behavior indicated deep emotional resentment, and neither woman seemed willing to work through it. When Christine finally left Kody in 2021, she did so without saying a meaningful goodbye to Meri. And since then, Christine has not spoken highly of her. Even now, as Christine thrives in her new marriage to David Woolley, her silence about Meri speaks volumes. Meri and Janelle, never friends, rarely allies. Unlike the more visible feuds with Christine, Meri and Janelle's relationship was marked by distance and discomfort. Janelle has always been about logic, independence, and peace. She wasn't one to gossip or stir the pot. But she also never made efforts to befriend Meri. In early Sister Wives seasons, viewers learned that Meri and Janelle's tension went back decades, even before the show began. Meri reportedly made Janelle feel unwelcome when she joined the marriage. Janelle left the home at one point due to this toxicity. While the two later presented a civil front for the cameras, insiders and even Janelle herself admitted that they never got close. After the breakdown of the family, Meri and Janelle have barely interacted, and Janelle has found more common ground with Christine than she ever did with Meri. Kody and Meri, from romance to resentment. Ironically, Meri and Kody were once in love. She was his first wife, and the two shared a strong emotional bond at the beginning. However, once the other wives joined, that connection began to fade. Kody has since said publicly that he no longer considers himself married to Meri, that he felt betrayed by her emotionally, and that he was simply no longer interested in rekindling anything. In recent seasons, viewers have watched Meri desperately cling to any scraps of affection from Kody. Her decision to stick around long after Kody had emotionally and romantically checked out was viewed as sad and degrading. Many fans begged Meri to leave. Eventually, she did, but not before enduring years of public rejection, including moments where Kody refused to hold her hand or speak to her kindly on camera. Meri and Robyn, a short-lived sisterhood. One of the biggest shocks of recent years is the breakdown of Meri's only solid friendship, with Robyn Brown. Robyn and Meri were once incredibly close. Robyn even credited Meri for encouraging her to join the family. They shared emotional talks, confided in each other, and formed a rare alliance. However, once Meri left the family and began to assert her independence, Robyn seemingly backed away. Rumors swirled that Robyn felt Meri was too much drama and no longer fit into the lifestyle Robyn was trying to protect with Kody. Meri, now without a single wife in her corner, has become a complete outsider. The property disputes, Coyote Pass and the final straw. One issue that highlights just how little power Meri had in the family is the Coyote Pass land drama. Despite being part of the original property acquisition, Meri received the smallest parcel of land, a symbolic insult that many believe was orchestrated by Kody and Robyn. Instead of fighting back or demanding equal rights, Meri quietly accepted the arrangement, fueling resentment and further isolation. Christine and Janelle, on the other hand, advocated fiercely for their shares. In 2025, the property was officially sold, and Meri has since distanced herself from any future Brown family investments or decisions. Where Meri stands now, a life without the Browns. Today, Meri lives in Utah, running her bed and breakfast business and engaging with a new circle of friends. She posts self-help quotes, goes on empowerment retreats, and speaks about self-love. But the scars from her family are still visible. She remains estranged from many of the Brown children, has no friendship with Christine or Janelle, and is rarely spoken about by Robyn or Kody. While she claims to be happy, her situation is undeniably lonely compared to the others. Conclusion: the real reason behind the fights. Meri's isolation wasn't just caused by the others. It was also a result of years of emotional repression, poor communication, and a desire to maintain control without flexibility. Her struggle to connect, her inconsistent parenting, and her quiet acceptance of being mistreated all created a cycle of conflict. While others adapted, Meri stayed stuck, until she finally snapped, and by then, it was too late. In the end, Meri wasn't just fighting with Christine, Janelle, and Kody. She was also fighting herself, torn between wanting connection and refusing to change. And in that war, she lost her family, but perhaps gained something far more elusive: freedom. When the Brown family first purchased the Coyote Pass property in 2018, it was supposed to be the beginning of a new chapter. Kody envisioned building a communal compound with 4 individual homes, one for each of his wives. At the time, Christine, Janelle, Meri, and Robyn were still publicly committed to making plural marriage work, and the purchase seemed like a united front. But behind the scenes, dysfunction, financial disparity, and emotional exhaustion were already taking their toll. Christine was the first to leave in 2021. Janelle followed in late 2022, and Meri confirmed her separation from Kody in 2023. As the family structure disintegrated, the question of who actually owned Coyote Pass became murky. Court documents eventually revealed that Kody had the controlling interest in several parcels, with Robyn being co-owner on at least one. Janelle and Meri had portions allocated to them, but they were reportedly under Kody's name in trust agreements that weren't equally beneficial to all parties. This unequal distribution led to mounting frustration for both women, especially Janelle. She had invested heavily in the land, even choosing to live in an RV on the property during filming. But when it came time to finalize plans, she was effectively shut out, both financially and emotionally. Why Janelle took Kody to court. By early 2024, Janelle had reached her limit. Having made substantial contributions, both monetary and labor, to the Coyote Pass land, she sought legal intervention. While Kody claimed he had intentions of working things out within the family, Janelle wasn't interested in more empty promises. The key turning points that prompted her to file legal action included Kody's failure to include her in future development plans, delays in formally dividing the land despite her requests, lack of compensation or recognition for her RV living sacrifices. Reports that Kody was consolidating assets with Robyn and potentially transferring ownership solely to his legal wife. Meri soon joined the suit, not necessarily in alliance with Janelle, but because she too felt marginalized and misled about her share of the property. The case slowly made its way through the Arizona civil court system. TLC cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but leaked transcripts and updates from sources close to the Browns gave fans a glimpse into the legal battle unfolding. The court ruling that changed everything. In early July 2025, a judge issued a landmark ruling, declaring that Kody had violated the original intent and informal agreements made between him and his ex-wives when the land was purchased. The court reviewed email and text message communications, financial